Hi, my name is Jennifer Kranchak. I am an online hypnosis practitioner and I help people within the surgical, medical, and healthcare professions lead happier, healthier lives. So, a lot of people are curious about what a session looks like in hypnosis and what happens after. How long does it take for the hypnosis to actually take hold and work? So let's begin with the sessions. After a consultation call where we, discuss your needs and we find out what it is that you want and what results you're really looking for, we'll have a session. And the session will begin with an intake form. We'll be doing a little bit of interviewing, a little bit more around that problem, exploring it, finding out more information around it to make sure that when the session is happening, we can actually hit all those important points that you are hoping to achieve with your session. And a lot of the time, things that you weren't thinking of during the consultation will come up, and we can talk about that as well. And any stemming issues that you might have around that problem, we can discuss that at the same time. Then the session will take place. You're going to learn things, you're going to discover things. You might have some emotional breakthroughs that you weren't expecting. And at the end of the session, sometimes a person is going to come out of their session with this incredible euphoric feeling. You're going to be feeling like you're walking on cloud nine. And the reason for that is because your brain is like, whew, finally, I got rid of the problem. I feel fantastic. And you're energized, really energized. And then often you crash down because you're exhausted now, because the brain has done so much work resolving the issue. And now it's starting to do the physical work of actually changing the neurology around that problem so that you feel better. And it takes a lot out of you. It's quite a physical process that's actually happening. So after the session, it is highly recommended that you go to sleep. And the reason why you want to go to sleep right after a session, I mean, as quickly as possible after a session, is so that you can enter your REM sleep cycle, your rapid eye movement sleep cycle. And what that does is it actually helps make more connections within the mind around that old problem that you had. And it continues to allow the process to accelerate to help knock out maybe even other related problems around what you were experiencing as your main situation that you came for hypnosis for in the first place. And over time, what's going to happen is you're going to have this incline of change. It doesn't necessarily happen boom in one session, but it will gradually change because there's a lot of things that have to happen inside the mind where this neurology is changing. It's taking control over everything. It's making all these great changes so that you don't relapse into that old pattern of behavior or emotional strain or escalated emotional trauma or thought loops, things like that, that you might have been stuck in the past. It works so that it doesn't actually have a response down the road to similar stimuli where you will, revert back to that old behavior. So it's doing all of this work. So you're going to be sleeping this session through basically at the end. That's a separate session than what you would experience in a hypnosis session. And you'll wake up. Sometimes you might feel a little melancholy or you might feel a little off for a day or two just because your mind is still trying to work out how to feel now that it doesn't feel the old way. How am I supposed to feel now, while it's making its adjustments and putting in the correct level of emotion around your problem. And after a while, you're going to start noticing that you start feeling better. You're maybe, if you are somebody who experiences high anxiety, if you go to work and you're meeting somebody and they come into your office and you're always like, oh no, it's them, and you get all, panicked or whatever. Maybe they'll come into the office and you're ready for this panic feeling and nothing happens because the brain has corrected the response. It's giving you the correct level of anxiety and strain rather than spiking it through the roof so that you can actually function. So over time, you're going to start noticing these changes, and it's like a domino effect. When you have your hypnosis session, you deal with that core issue, whatever it is, and it'll start knocking out all of those other side effect problems that you're having based around that original problem. So this is what a session would look like. This is what it's going to be like. And As for the results, how long do they last? Now, the type of hypnosis that I do, which is an advanced version of a conversational hypnosis, I choose this method of hypnosis, and I am trained in many, many variations of hypnosis practice. I choose this advanced method because of the fact it actually offers faster results, because nobody wants to go away from a session feeling like nothing's happened. They want to see results. They don't have time to wait around, for appointment after appointment after appointment, and then go home and do homework for an hour every day between each appointment. It just seems to drag out. With this type of hypnosis that I do, it is a conversation between you and I. You have complete control of yourself. You can hear, you can talk, you can think for yourself, you can make decisions for yourself. You are literally in control of the entire session. And I work as your guide to get you to a place so that your mind can make those corrections. And with this type of hypnosis, because it is completely 100% therapy from the beginning of the session right to the end of the session, this is why it happens so quickly. Sometimes you might need a second appointment. Maybe we have a loose end or two that we didn't quite connect in that first session. You come back, we do another session, we tie everything up in a nice ribbon and send you off, and you're feeling a lot better. And this is how this works. So this is why I choose this type of hypnosis, because it is fast. And as for the results, how long do they last? Well, in my sessions, I go through a process with you to ensure that you don't relapse into those old behaviors. That's what you're getting out of the session. That's why this particular type of hypnosis is so fantastic, because you won't relapse. Okay, so this is why we go through the session. I make sure that we hit as many things as we can in the session to make sure that your mind doesn't go, oh yeah, I used to feel like that, let's feel like that again. It won't do that. This way you're moving forward. The neurology has locked in place around your problem or your emotion to give you the change that you're looking for, so that you can spend the rest of your life not worrying about having that old problem pop up. And you can just live your life naturally. All of your responses will be perfectly natural. It's completely safe. And this is the beauty of this type of hypnosis. It brings down the level of stress and strain and emotion, or PTSD, trauma, whatever you're experiencing, and it corrects the level of the emotion or the strain that you're going through, so that it's appropriate, so that you can actually function. And it can happen right there in the session, like a lightning bolt, boom, it'll hit you. It might take a day or two for, the change to really start to be noticed. It could take a week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. It could take, 3 or 4 months. And these changes, even after you start noticing what's happening with these changes are going to work continually for the rest of your life, because you're going to have new experiences that are going to put you into an emotional state, and your brain is going to go, aha, I remember what happened in that hypnosis session. I'm not to overblow this, and I'm going to keep it at a proper level. And that's what hypnosis does. It basically sets you up for the rest of your life, so that you don't have these overblown reactions. So I hope that this has answered your question around how long hypnosis takes and what a session runs like with me, anyways, at Jennifer Kranjak Hypnosis. If you would like more information, I have a link to my website, jenniferkranjakhypnosis.com, below or in the description. I also have a link to my Calendly booking page. If you would like a free consultation with me so we can talk about your issue and see how I can help you, please hit the link, and I'd be happy to have that discussion with you. Again, it's free. Please check out my other videos, whether we're on YouTube or on social media. And there's a lot more information, again, on my website. There's more videos there as well. And I hope that this has helped. And that's all for today. And I'll see you in the next video.